like that. And that was quick. All right, so let's do the pink ones. Once again, let's think about how we want these. I think I am going to do these on a side. And then have, do we want trunks? Or do we want like the address? I think maybe the address. All right, so let's cut these down. I think we'll do that address, and let's make sure that's going to be big enough. Of course, I want the other one bigger, so I guess it won't matter. So let's do it right about there. And next one. I do like my chopper. It does make life easy. And then this one, I am going to, and we can save these butterflies for something else. That'll be nice. Okay, let's cut that there. Put the butterflies over here. We can use that for another tag. Maybe a kind of aqua bluish tag. That would be pretty. All right. And then we are going to, once again, use the bottom here for the bottom. So let's get this one going this way, and we're going to need to cut it shorter. Once again, how do we want to do this? I think we will do this on here because I want to be a little more precise, because I want to keep that top address. So let's cut it off there. Where's my other one? There it is. There it be. So let's cut that off here and this off. All right, so we have these the way I want them. And then we can use those for a template for the other piece. So let's, I want more of the flower than the top. So let's cut it there. And then this one for here. Okay, let's go ahead and glue those down. I'll glue this piece first just to get a better idea. Okay. Once again, I tried to do 30 minutes, and could I do 30 minutes? No. The camera says it's 37. And we're not done yet. I'm sorry, guys. If you're looking for shorter videos, I guess I'm not the one for you. I try. All right. I think it's about time to fill my bottle again. And I notice in the summertime, I go through it a little faster because it's so warm it blobs out easy. So I probably lose more. All right, let's make sure that's straight. And then that will, oh yeah, I like that. You'll have that much of the, all right, I'm good with that. I love that aqua color, teal, aqua, I'm not sure. Beautiful. You could use that at the bottom, maybe. But I don't really want to sacrifice my butterflies. So. And you're probably thinking that's a little wasteful because that's, you know, and maybe you have a better way, but this is the way I do it. Because, yeah, we could have used that right there. Oh, well. Forgive me. Okay. All right. This is what I'm doing, guys. This is what I'm doing. I think I can save the butterflies for the next one and use this strip. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, and then we still got butterflies. Let's go ahead and cut this one. Line it up with my lines. Oh, that's a little too much. So then I still have my butterflies for the next one. And this can go at the bottom. Ha! All right. I'm happy. I'm happy with that. I'm going to do that one. And you could even glue on here, not on the... I used, guess what I did? I forgot to put the lid on. It's still wet though, so I can use it. Okay. Lined up. Once again, make sure you're not oozing glue. You don't want to be seeing the glue through there. Alright, let that dry a minute, and then let's get this guy down. Remember, we're doing it opposite, so this goes this way. And you don't have to do it opposite, it's just Terri. This is what goes through my mind. Kind of scary, huh? I guess you kind of see what makes people tick when you watch their YouTube videos. Right, let's do that one. Okay. And then this time I am going to do this. I'm going to make sure I cut it a little larger though, just in case. I should have done this with the other one, but I didn't. You live and learn, right? Right. Okay. This is what crafting's all about. You know, you have a plan, you execute the plan and then the plan changes, because there's a surprise. I think I like that the most about this craft. It evolves, it changes. All right. Sorry, I sat back and you probably can't see. All right. And then this. Although is this one, does that one fit? No, he's too small. That's fine. I do want the lighter, so let's do that. Yes, I am talking to myself. Well, I guess I'm talking to you too. All right. We've got that glued down. Let's go ahead and cut this one. See what we've got. Move this paper out of the way. All right. Oh, I like that. Isn't that beautiful? It is beautiful. Love those flowers. Okay, I'm losing again. Let's get your lid on, Terri. Got paper sticking to my scissors. All right. Didn't cut very well. I think it would help if we got the paper off the scissors. All right, and then I see, especially this one, didn't quite meet. So this is why we use the tape. And some of them I did with tape going both ways, and some I did with just tape going one way. I think these will go both ways. All right, so let's get, I have some Tim Holtz tape. What is this? Trims. Garniture. Bands, the bands. These are the bands. There's lots of different types. We have polka dots. I like the polka dots because I go with the black and white. To me, it kind of, I think the polka dots are good for that. And this might be good for this. Or I could use numbers. What do we think, guys? Because I did use that on here. Maybe we'll use numbers on there. Okay, it's been decided. I could hear you yelling. Numbers, numbers, use the numbers. There's one that looks like cigar. Oh, that one's nice too, but I don't think we'll use that on here. It's not speaking to me. All right, so once again, I use glue when I use these tapes because these tapes don't always stick as well as I want them to. Let me clean the glue off here because we're getting a little blobby. Getting a little messy on there. Okay, so then I'm going to take a fine line, not too big because these are skinny tapes. And we don't want a bunch of stuff oozing out. All right. So there is that. Let me find the beginning of my tape. And of course, is it going to be easy? No. Oh, here, it's got to be there. Gots to be there. Okay, and I am going to do my best to center that and bring it across, push it down. Oh yeah. Then I'm going to cut that off. Okay, so you see that? Trimmed it right up. Do we see the space anymore? No, we do not. Very good. All right, so let's do this little piece here. Like that. I find it helps when you line your things up on your mat. It just, for my eye, it makes it easier to line things up correctly. Not always perfect. It's not a surefire deal, but I think it's close. All right, and I overlapped that a little so we can make sure. All right, so there's that one. Let's do this one. Oh, I like those. I really like those. I'm already getting ideas for these. Okay. Do our best. We do overlap it a little, so there is a little leeway when you put that down. Okay, does it look straight? I think it does. See, because there's going to be tape going this way, so it'll cover the end there. I get all kinds of stuff sticking to my... And I've seen enough videos, I know I'm not the only one. All right, and we'll do this way. Oh my, we might hit an hour on this one. I am going to do this other one off camera because I want to show you how I do the holes. Okay. All right, I got that trimmed. Let's trim this. All right. So there we have those with the tape on them. And like I say, I'll put the tape on these off camera, but let's go ahead, get my grommets and my crocodile, or eyelets, I guess. I guess my tin says they're eyelets. What are they, guys? What are those called? All right, and we're going to make a hole. Oh, this needs, I see some trimming that needs to go on here after I get the tape off the, okay. So let's make a hole. We want the larger hole, and this needs to go back. And I do it from this side because you can see where the hole is. The front, you cannot see that hole. And I'm not going to guess. I know my limits, and that is one of them. All right, so let's make the other hole. Okay. And then we are going to find, you know, this is kind of saying silver to me. don't think I want a real bright silver. That's the wrong kind. I bought the wrong eyelets. And there's still some in here that I don't want. All right, well, I'll do that one. On the eyelet, you need to see where they've cut into the metal. That's what makes it crimp. And I bought a batch that are not going to crimp because they were not cut properly. And I learned that the hard way. All right. Everybody knows how to use crocodile, right? We're going to slip that in there. And we are going to push with enough force to crimp it. See? And yet not too much to bend it. You'll get the hang of it if you haven't done it very often. This is one of those tools. I like using these. So this was one of my first tools. I've had it many, many, many years. I think they've had several versions since, but I like mine. Okay. In fact, you can feel it when it crimps. All right, so there we go. We have our eyelets in there, and we have our bases, and all we have to do is decorate them, which we will do the next time. All right, so now you have some tag ideas. Go make tags. Everybody knows how to make tags. You can get some good cardstock. You can get the cardboard off the back of a pad. There are many things you can make tags out of. I'll bet you have all kinds of scrap paper that you need to use up. Go get the scrap paper. I'm not sure what to tell you about the tape, but you might be able to come up with something. And if you do, let me know in the comments. And then next week, we will talk about how we are going to decorate these tags. So, once again, I'm going to be putting our completed journal inserts into the shop this weekend. So if you'd like one of these, let me know, and I will send it your way. All right. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for giving up some time, 55 minutes, oh my, to watch this video. I just thank you for the encouragement and all the lovely followers and the nice things that they have to say. And until the next time, let's get crafty.